There be light and there was light. Okay, so I'm using Mother Eve's spell and talking about the scriptures, Genesis chapter 1, verse 3. Of course, it's 3. And the first letter Mother Eve uses as well is L, which has a numerical value of 3, naturally. And of course, as I say, it's one motion, two directions, of course, and 3 points. So we have one, two, three. That covers the six element that which we are. We are made of six. Now, this presentation, I want to do a presentation to show again that how the scriptures is written. I attempted this a while ago in the sense of well, it's not difficult at all because I feel I have been having some Mandela effects, meaning that I think everyone who's watching this is new to the terminology, that you had memorized something, you knew something, and then this something has turned out to be non-existence, as if it was never it never happened. Like Mandela was meant to be, Nelson Mandela was meant to have died, and people remembered, yes, he died, but then years later he was out of prison, and it was like it was false news. So I do get that in the scriptures as well, where I had memorized certain texts and I'm thinking, well, that's a bit strange. It's the same version of the Holy Bible that I'm using. And checking both references and seeing it's as if that I had the wrong information. But the numerical value oftentimes when I find these discrepancies, I call them discrepancies, I do the numerical value and it really still shows the same numerical vibration somehow. Okay, I want to show, like I have been again going over the scriptures in Genesis, and it's the terminologies that are used to describe God. And I think I'm going to compile them. I keep saying the amount of things that I keep saying I'm going to do, I think most of them is going to happen in the other life. That's if I choose or if I happen to come back into this sphere, because I have an 8 numerical path. My life path number is 8, and I believe according to the scriptures that which I have been exploring for some time. Now we are on this 8th vibration where Mother Eve invites us to create man in our image, after our likeness. That means those of us who have the life path number 8 is really this is the final cycle. We don't have to choose to come back to this phase or to this sphere again, because it's like I think number 8 here, this is why it is perhaps called the number of karma. I think it is called that actually. And so I feel that this is where we are at, and of course, those of the 5 and 8 vibration, according to the chat, yes, of the numerical equation here, where Mother Eve ate of the fruit. This whole phrase or term where Eve ate of the fruit and she saw it was good and it was a delight, a desire. All those things here. In fact, let's rub this out on Mother Eve's cheeks. That was so on this phase of 8 is where the eating happens. It has happened. The mouth encapsulate the whole of life. This divine cycle, this line or symbol of infinity, its infinite wholeness has been contained and has been assimilated with itself, So there we have the set God is here as well. And of course, the set God equals 8. And that is where Mother Eve, of course, this is again coinciding with the scripture where God said, if the man eats of the tree of life, he will be like gods, because he will be like God, or he will have life, eternal life, or everlasting life. In fact, I'm going to really check on this whether it was everlasting life, because everlasting life would really denote that he would gain the life of Eve, because everlasting is a derivative of Mother Eve. Everything as in Eve. So it would be very interesting to see how that shows up again. So what I want to do, because I want to keep this short, is really here in Genesis of chapter 15 verse 1, where let's just do it here. Genesis 15 1 verse 1. This is where Abraham, the father of nations, the 12, father, because he was the father of Ishmael and Isaac, but Isaac was the father of 12 tribes. And we also had 12, didn't we? Had 12 sons of Ishmael, which was not of Abraham's wife, but his Sarah, Abraham's wife, who had her maid and offered her maid to her husband. Now this is all I believe that, well, part of the Bible. In fact, according to in my meditation and understanding, that the story of Abraham was real, but how much of all of those things have really have been related in this exact manner, I'm not sure. But 15, I thought it was very symbolic here, because 15 is that which is central to the sacrifice template, which is where it is said, when you're in Christ, you're a new creature. Newness is here. So this, of course, takes us into the I, and the word I as well, EYE, equals 17. So 17, 1 plus 7 is 8. And of course, we see that it also means God. So just to give you a little, this is 575, a little about this. So this is God. And so here we have 17, 5 plus 7 plus 5, 17, and God too is 17. So 6 plus 7 here, and 4 is 17. So this is 8. And this coincides with where Mother Eve ate of the fruit. So 8 or 8 seemed like it were a title in a way. It's like the eye, it just reminds me the eye of the tiger. The eye in this sense is like whatever, because it's as if Mother Eve ate, but the eating is with the eye here. This is the eye. It's like some people are not hungry unless they see food. When they see food, they become hungry because they see it looks good, it smells good. They are able to connected their senses with it. So Mother Eve was clearly able to see the fruit. So when it is said, and Eve and the serpent said to Eve, you shall not surely die, but it also meant that Eve had the ability to see that the food was good. If she was able to make that distinction of good, it meant that she also was able to make the distinction of evil. We could say that, because to be able to identify this good, and she was also able to identify or relate to God. So meaning, take one O out, this is God, and that other O from the word good would seem like this would denote the not we could say it is a knot, N-O-T. It'd be interesting to see about the KNOT. Let's see how that plays out. So, but this knot, let's just complete here, gives us 13. So adding this together, 11 plus 2 is 13. This is the incubation. So this knot was what Mother Eve ate of. She ate this knot, we could say. The knot gets twisted in the mouth, because this is how we could see that the knot was twisted. It was good. So she had this circle, and we could say that really became the knot. That was the incubation hair. Now this incubation hair, which is 13, of course, is where the agreement with all her senses, it bonded on her. It became the bee, it became the breast, it became the bread, it became the bee, the any bee thing that you can think of, the beehive, it became that. And of course, when we before that connects as the 13, we could say that there was that agreement. She understood that everything God did, her name was on it. Eve was in everything. So Mother Eve understood that. So eating of that knot really ended up, and this is where the knot was lying, twisted in the mouth. Okay, so let's just look at the KNOT that we have also been given, which is also a knot, but I hadn't looked at it that well. 13 plus 2 would be 15. So there we see that this is also coinciding, because this is 13 plus 2 would be 15. 15 is 1 5. So it takes us back to what the story I am trying to convey here with Genesis of chapter 15. I'm believing that Genesis of chapter 15 holds the vibration, the key, the element, and essence of what the sacrifice template is all about here. And of course, we have seen many parallels of the scriptures that reflect in here, but isn't it wonderful when we can continue to see the essence of the messages there for us in every story, we could say. They are continuing to show us the essence of the stories as we go along, and more so in the story of Abraham as well, with the number 8, because the word Abraham equals 8 as well, and so on. So the word knot, we can see that the 8 is that knot that is in the mouth, that gets twisted in the mouth. Now, what I really want to concentrate on here is that the verse 1 of Genesis chapter 15 and verse 1. So this is where Abraham has a vision, and he is like in the vision, God comes to him and say, I think I'm going to do this so I can really just read it to you. After these things, that is to do with the covenant with Abraham. God has a covenant with Abraham. This is where he promises Abraham that he's going to be the father of many nations. And of course, I think before then he promised that he's going to have a son. And he's had Ishmael. I believe he's had Ishmael by then. But then after these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abraham in a vision, because a lot of these stories that we have is really through a vision, a dream. Same thing. That's why it is so important that we understand our visions. Saying, fear not. Now this is the first thing that we hear. Fear not. Again, we have the not, which is 13. We have done this. Now, isn't it ironic in the sense that 13 is really what Christ was about, coming down with dying. I'm trying to say so many things at once. Recruited his disciples, and recruited his 12 disciples, and they were at the table having the Last Supper with Christ, meant 13. This is where they had the agreement of whenever they break of the bread, drink of the wine. Of course, this is the break. We could see there's a break here. It's as if there's a bond, because for there to be a break, there have to be a bonding. To You cannot break something that is not that does not have any sense of connection or unity or togetherness. So, meaning that there was the B. This is the power of the word, the letter B. So, whenever they break, they need to come to that agreement to reinforce that bond again. That is what I call the equal sign, two dashes. Okay, and actually, two dashes in that position, the word equal equals 11. So we can see how the synchronicity or the parallels of words and the even in our language, our English language, offers us a very deep essence of the meanings of words that we use every day. We use those words, and we have not taken into consideration the power of the vibration that they hold. So, as I say, the B is very strong in this sense. It continues to remind me of a wisdom tooth somehow. Okay, so fear not is the first thing God says. It's as if there is a of an element, because this is very common in all of those stories. Always there is the warning, fear not, but the word fear equals 21. This is another thing about a bond, about the breaking away. So when this is broken, when the B is broken, for instance, the free is left. The free is at it has its freedom to move about and do and as it pleases. So 1 equals 7. When we do this, 1 equals 7. I'm not going to go over doing this again. And 3, THREE, equals 2. So we can see in this 13 vibration, it has a 7-11. Now, in America, for instance, I think that, I don't know if it's still very prevalent to have the 7-11. We have them here as well. 7-11, it's like another 9-11, we could say. So 11 in itself has that vibration of 9-11. 7 is already, it's like the warning that comes before, we could say. Okay, so we have this here. So the word fear is 6519. Adding this together, this is 21. So 21, of course, we know, again, the word 20 equals 8 and 1 equals 7. If we add this together, 7 plus 8, that gives us 15. So we can see again from here that there is a strong correlation with 15 and 15 here. There is a message coming very clearly here. The very first word is connecting. It's spreading out that vibration. Oh, my battery is okay. It's spreading out or pushing the vibration forward to really let us know what the message is coming with. So there we have fear not. 21, it's 3. The 3 is really active. It is the breast, it is E. 3 is that which is forming. It's the flower. I call it the 8-petal flower. So it has the vibration to be the 8-petal flower. So this is where again we see everything is happening perfectly in the sense of in correspondence with where Mother Eve is showing us where we are at now. We are we are in the eighth sphere or eighth phase of creating man in our image after our likeness, as the eighth entry that Mother Eve had done when she says, let there be light, let there be a firmament, let the waters be divided, let the waters bring forth gushing creatures after its kind, until we got to the eighth and final one where she says, let us make man in our image after our likeness. So that was an eighth phase. This is ready. We are ready to set this new creation, new man. This is why we have the artificial intelligence is really at the peak right now, which coincides with or technology with Uranus in Taurus, which is the second house of the zodiac sign. So I am Taurus now. I am getting that feel that as an earth sign, we need to be very mindful of that which we are creating in the earth. Okay, so we see how the eight petal flower can come here. So there is three and there is four. So adding this together is seven. So basically, there seem to be, again, I'm saying, and I might have mentioned this in the other presentation, that seven is really reminding us that Mother Eve, as we have said, who ate of the fruit, is right here in the middle of seven. Mother Eve is in the middle of everything. This is why it is said, and when God created after God created man and everything else, he saw that everything God did, he saw it was good. So there we have every or Eve in seven, and even, meaning everything will evened out or evens out with seven. Now I have spoken about the 14 gods. So this in itself is telling us, well, now we are creating, so there is the other seven that we are creating, or the other seven plus seven is 14. So it's as if the gods, just like I did saw in the first inside, that there are two creations. So two creations, it's like saying, okay, we have created this one seven, now we are ready to create the other seven. This is why we say, we use words like to you. It really means to you. TWO. It really means that it's you and I, two of us. Okay, so fear not. This is to sever. This is where the God saw. The saw God comes in place. The saw God oversees everything, and he said it was. So this is a cycle that happens here. So fear not, that's the warning. And that is put aside. And after this is put aside, what does he comes with? It's like he says, fear not. Let's read this again. And yeah, and Abraham, fear not, Abraham. So fear not, we have seven, and it's Abraham. Abraham is still eight, even when his name was changed. So one, we see the B is here that I'm talking about, the bra which weighs, the and that sort of element, or using that as a scale which we use today. Well, we could say it signifies a scale. Okay, so it's 2 9 1 4. Adding this together is 14, 16, and 117. So we see that Abraham has the same vibration of God right here with 764, meaning 17, of course, is 8. So nothing comes into the consciousness unless it finds something like itself on which to attach itself to. So we can see that this is a cycle happening here. So Abraham, in actual fact, has not realized that he is the God of the 12 nations or tribes. So he's going through this cycle to realize in himself, which is what we are meant to be doing as well. Okay, so Abraham is, so fear not, Abraham. So we had 7 plus 8. This gives us again, I hope you can see what I'm saying here. This still gives us 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. Now I have seen the 6 as the said God, SAID, right here. The said God, which is 1194. Adding this together, 14, 15. This is Mother Eve, which is 15. Now when we say the said God, of course God is 8. We add this together here, we have 14, and that really shows us about the 14 gods. So the said God is really or encapsulates the 14 gods that I have mentioned that we have in Genesis of chapter 1. Okay, I really want to make this short, but I feel all this is very necessary to really cover before I go much further into this. So basically, we have seen 15 showed up, which is 6, which coincides with the said God. Okay. And I want to show that really there's nothing coincidental about these scriptures here. And so, as I say, I may have to do this in two parts. And first thing, the introduction is here. I am thy shield, SHEILD. Okay, I am thy shield. And the second one is, and thy exceeding great reward. I thought was exceedingly. Okay, and thy let's do this, thy EXCEED, exceeding great reward. Now, okay, now I would like to be able to save on time doing all the numerical values here, but there's an and here. I sometimes do not use the and, but I believe it may be useful to do that. So we have and here, which is 1. Okay, and so I won't be doing all the numerical values like I have done, especially those I have done before. So this is 9, this is 5, and this is 17, because this is 2, 8, 7. So this is 8. Okay, and shield, of course we can do shield because we don't do this often. So this is 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 plus 9 is 23, and 326 plus 4 is 30. I hope I've got this right. 30. So this is 3. Okay, we can go over this again. This is let's do this. This is 10, and 10, 23, 26, 20, 26, 30. So this is correct. So this is 3. Okay, so let's add this together. So this is 14, 20, 14 here, adding this, come on, I'm gonna have to tell my brain, come on, 14 and 22. So this would be 22 plus 3 is 25. 25. Okay, so that's one hair. Now thy, and we have one hair. Let's see this. So thy is 8. Let's have exceeding hair, which is 5, 6, 3, 5, 5. Let's do 5, 5, 4, 9, 5, 7. Okay, let's add this up. So this is 12, 21, plus 9, 30, 35, 38, 44, 49, 49. 4 plus 9, 13. Exceedingly. Okay, so this is 13, so 13 is 4. Okay, and great. 7, 9, 5, 1, 2 is 10, 15, 22, 24. So this is 6. And reward is 955194. Okay, hope you can see this. This is 10, 15, 20, 33. 33. Of course, we are reward because 33 is that, of course, which coincides with Christ having to perform the sacrifice at the age of 33. So that is the reward. So reward is very fitting here, we can see. And we are Genesis, the word Genesis, the word people, the word person equals 33. Okay, so this is 6. Let's add this together and see. So as I say, I thought this was exceedingly because for some reason I felt it was exceedingly, but let's see. So this is 6 plus 6, 12. And here this is 16. 16 plus 8 is 16 plus 8 is let's do this here. 8. This is 4. This is 24. And 1 is 25. The and. So we have 25 here and we have 25 here. Now, as I say, I thought this was exceedingly, and when I did this initially, I had not added the and, because sometimes, to be very honest, I just look at the main points, like I am thy shield, thy exceedingly great reward, and thy exceedingly great reward. So what can we see the message right here, as I was showing a while ago, that to say fear not is that 7. There is a severing happening here. And then I am thy shield, meaning it's the vibration that we need to understand here. Shield, of course, is cover, but it's like saying I can't cover you. I am encapsulating all of you. I am giving you everything here because 25 and 25, 2 plus 5 is 7, and 2 plus 5 is 7 here. 7 plus 7 is 14, and there we have the whole gods with us. This is what Mother Eve is telling us, not say trying to, telling us that we need to understand how the 14 gods operate in us, through us, and so we can become exceedingly great or have the exceedingly great reward, because that's the process that we are here to go through. It's and then the I am, of course, we can see again, is just coinciding with the same story of Moses on Mount Sinai, where God said, I am that I am, which equals 5. So as we can see here, this 2 equals 5. 7 and 7, 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. Isn't that the same? I am that I am. I really want to do this quickly because I'm not sure how, just to show that the stories are really one and the same. We need to understand the vibration. So I am that. If we remember that what's the word that we had with fear not? So the word not had that vibration, I am, and basically here we have 2, 8, 1, 2. Adding this together, that's 10 plus 3 is 13. So we can see that when God says fear not, with the same vibration here, that not was right there. The NOT carries the same vibration here. And I am thy shield. We could see that the word shield equal to 30, which had the 3 vibration. I am thy shield. So we can see how these similarities. So I am that. So this is 9, this is 5, and this is 4. So we have I am that I am. So we add again this 14 here. 14 and 14 is 28. and plus 4 here. So this is 12 and this is 3. So 3 plus 2 equals 5. So this is what I really want to be showing people, that when we read the scriptures has been sensationalized in a way to really captivate our attention. And there is a verse in the scriptures in the New Testament. It's like people are supposed to learn, or we have taught ourselves to learn through stories, but it's really the vibration. There is also the element of the vibration, and that we need to really be capturing the essence of, like now, the essence of 5. And so we have seen the mouth is 5, and I have done a list of words. Let's see if it's on this one. Okay, a list of words. I had a list of 17 words which coincides with God, and of course the word God, which is 8. And so we can see that in the sacrifice template, for instance, we can see God is in the mouth. So we are meant to eat of God, eat that God, digest, assimilate with the God spirit that is within us. And the mouth here, that which encapsulates the mouth, the mouth encapsulates the 8, the infinity. That's why we have the gift of speech that seems to be endless. It's infinite. It's infinite. It goes on with that the word was God, and the word was with God, and the word, meaning the word is always there. It's like the waters, the current, that which is life. And actually, the word is life. This is what Christians will tell you as well, life. But when we do the numerical value for these, they are really one and the same. Waters is 23, and life, let's just, and life is 3965. So this is 15, 20, 23. So we can see that life and waters is the same. That's what we are meant to really capture here. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this fun. And if you like this presentation, give us a like, give us thumbs up, and share. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Okay, let there be light, and there was light in everything we think, do, and say.